You pointed toward the
Arkansas?
98 season. Did I say Auburn? I'm sorry.
Yeah, the Arkansas game where Tennessee could have lost 2 or 3 games that year. But they had the ball bounce their way, and that's part of it too.
Now, on the collusion deal, let's look back to the Alabama game and the travel. That same year of 98 football, the Syracuse game, the pass interference call that we got, which wasn't pass interference, but we was at Syracuse and got that call. We was really fortunate and blessed to have got it. And those things, you got to have good things happening. I just wondered about that, seeing that we're kind of getting things go our direction, and I'll take collusion myself. I'm just saying that for myself.
I don't know if it's as blatant as you see with Alabama
I'm
football.
Ready for it.
Turkey man.
I'm ready for it.
I don't know if it's that blatant, some of the things that go on in Alabama football, but last night's call, and thanks, Turkey Man, for the phone call. Last night's call, even as a Tennessee fan, I can sit here and go, I don't know if that was a flagrant one. I don't know if that was hook and a hold. It was a good job by Grant selling the foul. You can't blame Grant for selling a foul. He's trying to win for his team. So all these hot takes out here getting mad at Grant, he's trying to win for his team and do whatever it takes to win. It's the referee's job to separate what's real from fake. I thought Grant sold the foul. Grant didn't. When you're in the air like that, you can't just change your position in the air. Like, he sold the contact up high, but once he was in the air, man, he was going to land. And he landed awkwardly, and he hurt himself a little bit. But he sold the foul. I'm not going to sit here and say it was a great call because I don't think it was. It did benefit Tennessee. But Vanderbilt went on, and they turned the basketball over. Late in that game, they had 2 possessions in the last 45 to 65 seconds of that game. Well, they had 2 turnovers. Well, if you don't turn the ball over, you give yourself a chance to win, and you miss a bunch of free throws. I never like to look at one call as being the call that helps a team win or lose a game. Yeah, it helped Tennessee. It helped them, but it was not the reason why Tennessee won. Vanderbilt had plenty of opportunities to win that game, and they blew it. Simple as that.
If I'm taking my orange-colored glasses off for this, it was the incorrect call. Quite simply.
It was not a flagrant one.
It should have been a foul. It should not have been a flagrant. And Grant did a good job of selling it. And like TC said, it worried me when he hit the floor as hard as he did. And I currently have a flashback to last season where Grant hit the floor like that, hit his hip, and he had a stretch of games. I believe one of them was when Tennessee played LSU at home, to where his hip was really bothering him. And I hope that does not happen again this season, because Tennessee needs Grant Williams, as we all know. I mean, the guy is, I said it earlier in the show, I think he won the SEC Player of the Year with that performance last night, if he stays healthy, if he continues to drop 16, 18, 20 points. But that call, it absolutely changed the complex of that basketball game.
Oh,
because if it's a common foul, Grant probably goes – Tennessee was in the bonus, so –
he got 2 shots.
He would have got 2 shots.
Yeah.
Probably would have made it. It would have been 76-72.
Mm-hmm. And then Tennessee would have to play defense.
Correct, which they ended up doing. But it changed the complex in the sense of 76-70. That wasn't a great possession for Tennessee leading up to that foul. And if there wasn't a foul, I mean, I can even understand from a Vandy perspective even questioning a common foul on that play. So if things don't break Tennessee's way in that situation and not a single foul is called, it's a 76-70 game, and you're kind of hoping and praying at that point with a minute to go that Vanderbilt misses some free throws, turns the ball over like they did, and then on the offensive end, you need somebody to hit a 3 or 2 and make a big play to at least tie the game and send it to overtime, whereas Tennessee gets the benefit of the call. Grant makes his 2 free throws, and because of the flagrant call, You get 2 free throws and possession, and Grant scored 4 points on that possession, knocked down both of his free throws, and then they got the ball to Grant inside, and he had a layup off the glass. And 76-74, Tennessee locks down on defense, and bam, we're going to overtime. So I don't blame Vanderbilt fans this morning for saying that game, that call changed not the outcome of the game, but the complex of the game, because it absolutely
That's
did.
fine, but
And
don't blame the game on that call.
And I just said, it didn't. It wasn't the defining moment of the game, but it did shift all the momentum back into Tennessee's favor. It made life easier to come back and tie it and send it to overtime. And I was saying, I don't blame a Vanderbilt fan for being frustrated this morning.
That's fine, yeah.
So that's my 2 cents.
You should be frustrated, yeah. It was an important call, but it wasn't the call that lost you the game. Just like the Saints pass interference call, you can say, yeah, it was a huge contributor, but it wasn't the call that lost in the game. If the call was made, would results be different? I don't know. The kicker probably could have missed it like my freaking kicker missed an easy field goal. Who knows? There's so many plays that happen in the course of a game. You know, Drew Brees on one of his third down passes to Ted Ginn threw it way behind Ted Ginn. It could have been a conversion, and Saints would have went down and scored. Vanderbilt had 2 turnovers, and I don't know how you don't mess up Shittu's name. It's hard not to mess it up. I feel like I need to dump that, but he had turnover.
Do you want me to dump it?
No, he had turnover because that's his name. He had turnover, and then Saban Lee had turnover in the last minute of the game, and then they had another turnover from Matt Ryan when Grant Williams stole it and then called a timeout. So they had 3 turnovers in the last minute. So you can look at that call all you want to, but you gave Tennessee 3 extra possessions in 60 seconds.
Yep, absolutely. And that goes back to what I was saying earlier when Volstorm called in, is that, yes, it is concerning with how Tennessee's defense played against Alabama, played against Vanderbilt. I don't really take into consideration the second half against Arkansas. I think that was more of a mindset thing than actual defensive efficiencies. But even though Tennessee's defense has taken a step back the last 2 games, it has stepped up when you needed it most, and that is a positive sign going forward.
These last 2 wins, even though they wasn't against really great opponents, but they had really great performances against Tennessee, these are the games that prepare you for the NCAA tournament, because you're going to play games like this. You're going to see so many games during that two-day stretch of the first weekend where games are going to be decided by only 1 possession. Free throws, decision-making, being able to lock down on defense, make adjustments after the first half, that's what's going to be about in the tournament. This game prepared Tennessee for the tournament. Down 6, found a way to win in overtime. Great performance. Hour 3 coming up.
For what is coming up on the Swain Event.
There is a 30% chance of showers today, cloudy with a high of 40 and a low of 24. Partly sunny tomorrow with a high near 33 and a low around 21. More sun on Saturday with a high in the low 40s. Weather on the Swain Event is brought to you by Be Dry. If your basement is wet or cracked, Be Dry can help. BeDry.com.
Be Dry is celebrating 60 years of protecting homes across the U.S. They are the basement and crawl space experts. There has been historic rainfall in East Tennessee recently. If you are experiencing wet foundation walls, puddles on your floor, or water where your floor and wall meet, then you should call Be Dry. They have over 500,000 customers nationwide. Be Dry gives free estimates for all homeowners. Financing is available, and if you mention the Swain Event, Be Dry will give you $500 off a full perimeter basement waterproofing solution. Wet basement? Better call Be Dry, 865-588-0454 or online at BeDry.com.
Do you want a custom themed tumbler or bottle to show off your team spirit every further than Game Time Sidekicks? Every design has you, the fan, in mind. Their tumblers and bottles are double-walled, vacuum-insulated stainless steel, and their quality is second to none in the market. From stainless steel sippy cups to tumblers and sports bottles, Game Time Sidekicks offers something for the fan of all ages to rep their team with. They have many different logo options, so fans will have something they are proud to carry around all the time. Use promo code SWAIN at checkout to get 20% off of your entire purchase at GameTimeSidekicks.com. They also offer $5 flat rate shipping. Be sure to check out the Game Time Workshop on the website and customize your tumbler to make it one of a kind with things like your nickname, number, or initials. Game Time Sidekicks. Show your colors and carry your team. We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today.
When you see the happy face on our truck, you'll be smiling 'cause you'll know that you're in love.
It's freezing in here, Mary. What's wrong with your heater?
The repairman can't get here till next week.
Sugar, you've got the wrong guy. My guy is fast and has free heating service calls when he does the repair.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Hiller. Take advantage of a free service call with any repair.
Call the happy face truck today.
Dan Mullen posing awkwardly with recruits.
For what?
Gators working out wearing costumes.
For what?
Vanderbilt making a sorority-style video.
For what?
Aaron Murray and David Pollock opening their mouths.
For what?
Swain Event and SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End BBQ, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. Glad to be with you today. If you're on Swain Event TV watching, it's been some weird stuff going on, but I think we got it ironed out. It's always fun to have a conversation, and while you're talking, addressing technical issues, man. It's always fun, man. It's always a new challenge. Always a new challenge. So I hope that has been resolved there. So I guess I give my video programmer for what this morning. But do we have any for what? I mean, I guess we can look at.
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
I am giving just the Memphis Grizzlies season A for what, because yesterday it reached a very strong tipping point, and it had nothing to do with the actual basketball team, which has been an utter disaster over the last 20 games, which has been very frustrating because they got out to a 12-5 start. Mike Conley has been healthy. Marc Gasol has been healthy. And the guys around them, other than Jaren Jackson, have just been pitiful and been miserable to watch. It's been a season from HE double hockey sticks. Now you're about to trade two of the guys that transformed pro basketball in Memphis. As a Grizzlies fan, it's been frustrating to watch. But it reached a different level yesterday when a small electrical fire was discovered in the sauna located in the Grizzlies locker room area, and FedEx Forum was evacuated. Memphis Fire was contacted immediately, and the fire was subsequently extinguished. And players and FedEx Forum staff were allowed to go back into the building at some point, but it was later than normal. The Grizzlies lost that night. So, I mean, this is more bad luck than anything, but the entire Memphis Grizzlies right now just gets a humongous for what, and it's just one thing after another, after another, after another. Very frustrating. But the Grizzlies and their bad luck gets a for what from me today.
It's time to tank.
Oh, they are. What's unfortunate is that they are already tanking without trying to tank. They lost by double digits to a New Orleans Pelicans team on Monday. On Martin Luther King Day, a game that within the NBA is very important to Memphis because that is usually the Grizzlies' only nationally televised game because obviously Memphis has strong ties to Martin Luther King, and they do the Martin Luther King Symposium, which late Atagirl to Candace Parker, who was honored by the Grizzlies and spoke at the symposium this year. Very cool, along with Bill Walton, Chris Bosh, and I forget the other person who was honored. But Anthony Davis isn't playing, and they lose by 15, 20, 30 points. I mean, what are you doing? Marc Gasol and Mike Conley are playing, and you're still tanking without actually trying to tank. It's been frustrating. Tank for Zion. Tank for Ja Morant. Give me that kid. Tank for Admiral. Tank for Grant Williams.
I mean, I know I've taken some hits, in football, and I don't know, maybe it has affected my memory. I don't know. There's a piece of paper on this desk somewhere.
There is.
Well, we made a bet.
I don't remember what the actual bet was, but
you wrote it right there, Ben. This bet was created, I want to say during the summer of last year.
This past summer. July 25th, 2018.
July 25th, 2 days before my birthday. What did that bet say?
The Memphis Grizzlies will make the playoffs if Marc Gasol, Mike Conley stay healthy. I don't remember what we bet. We talked about this.
I think it was like $1
at lunch yesterday. You said $1. I have no.
I think it was $1
recollection of what we bet. So if anybody remembers what Swain and I bet, please remind us. Why didn't I write down what we bet on the paper? I wrote down my take.
I think it was $1. I think it was just $1. But still, you hate being wrong, Ben.
I do hate being wrong.
You do. But
who doesn't hate being wrong?
I mean, I do too. But
if you're competitive, why would you want to be wrong?
Yeah, I get it. But yeah, I feel bad, man. Your Grizzlies, they are.
I mean, it's sad. Mike Conley, Marc Gasol, Tony Allen, Zach Randolph transcended basketball in Memphis, pro basketball. They made it work for a stretch, and it has come to a complete and utter disaster. And what's unfortunate is that it didn't have to come to an end like this. Trades, draft picks over the last 10 years, botched trades, botched draft picks have ruined the
When you think about it, they're paying Conley way too much money. Way too much money. And then Gasol's getting old. I mean, it's simple as that. It happens, man. You get old. All right, let me go to the text box. Ryan in L.A., not Lower Alabama. I think the UGA game gave us fans a false sense of SEC domination. Tennessee is obviously the best team in the SEC, but they're not going to blow out this league like that every game. Great grind-out win the last 2 games, #GBO, and some orange emojis, which I do see on the text box. I agree. We got spoiled. I mean, you caught lightning in the bottle against Georgia. Georgia couldn't make shots, and they quit. Georgia quit in that game. They quit in that game, and Tennessee continued to pile it on. There's no way a SEC team should lose to another SEC team by 46 points unless they quit. I thought Georgia quit. You're going to get everyone's best shot. You're going to get things thrown at you that you have not seen before on film. And it takes a halftime adjustment for you to stop that new wrinkle. It's tough. It's tough. That's why in-game adjustments are so important. So important.
I almost think that Georgia game was almost the worst thing that could have happened to Tennessee because now everybody expects for Tennessee to win by 20 points every night, and that's not going to happen. Tennessee's going to play in its fair share of close games this season. They're also going to blow opponents out. I said it earlier in the show. I expect Tennessee to win by 20 against Texas A&M in College Station next Saturday. Texas A&M is boo-boo. I mean, boo-boo-boo-boo-boo. I mean, they're terrible. They're soft and terrible. But I almost think that Georgia game was the worst thing that could happen to Tennessee in a way because now there's unrealistic expectations placed on the team in the sense
Tennessee fans? Worst thing that happened to Tennessee fans?
No, for the team,
really?
The actual team. Well, because I think people have placed an expectation of winning every game by 15, 20, 25 points, and that's not realistic. That's not going to happen.
Well, that shouldn't affect the team. They should, internally, they should understand that you're going to get everyone's best effort. And, yeah, Georgia didn't play hard. I think as fans, we don't see what the players see when they're being coached by Rick Barnes and the rest of the staff, and I think they should have a better understanding of reality more than us fans.
Well, that's what I wasn't referring to the teams thinking. I'm saying from a fan expectation, I thought the Georgia blowout was the worst thing that could happen for a fan because now you're expecting the team
that's why I asked you if you're talking about Tennessee, the team, or the fans. So, fans. I agree with you there. But for the team, hey, you should know you ain't going to beat everybody by 46 points.
Correct.
I mean, a casual basketball fan who really like Tennessee football but can tolerate Tennessee basketball, they don't know what they're watching sometimes. Yeah, you can have this expectation that you should beat every single team in the SEC by 30 because you've been told how great Tennessee is and you just saw what you saw against Georgia. Yeah, you may have that expectation, but these players, you know you're not going to run to a team that's going to quit like Georgia did because they did.
And I will say this, credit to Tom Crean, because Georgia has not had that problem since the Tennessee game. Georgia has played their butts off and come close to nearly upsetting LSU last night. I believe Kentucky a couple of weeks ago. And they've played hard the last couple of games. Really, they've played hard since that Tennessee game. So you have to give Tom Crean and Georgia credit for being able to bounce back from that.
Chris says, no, Swain. Carl Rav was referring to Vanderbilt as Mookie's team. Mookie corrected him by saying his team is Tennessee. Okay. They also, man, dude, that's a lot of talking. Like, I think sometimes people expect those guys as sportscasters to be perfect in every time. Like, they're not. Like,
everybody's not Tony Romo.
Yeah, I mean, like, Tony Romo just does color. He doesn't. You know, he's not analyzing the game. He's not calling the game. And sometimes you mess up. And even last night, they referred to Nashville as Knoxville. And when Lady Vols played Arkansas, the lady on the call referred to Knoxville as Nashville. I mean, sometimes you kind of misspeak. I don't think Carl Ravage really intended to say that was Mookie's team, Vanderbilt, because they knew that Mookie signed with Tennessee.
Right. And I saw some sentiment that folks didn't like how long that Mookie Betts was on. I
loved it.
I don't think ESPN can really control how many minutes Mookie Betts is on because they say, okay, you're going to be on here for this period in the sense of this segment. So if there's a TV timeout within 2 minutes, Mookie Betts is going to leave in 2 minutes. But if Tennessee and Vandy play nonstop for 5 minutes without a whistle,
you keep the conversation going.
You got to keep the conversation going because you can't get Mookie Betts off while play is still going on. That's just a cluster.
Yeah, you can't do that. And that's like when we have a guest on this show in person, it's usually they come on the beginning of the segment and then they leave at the end of the segment. Mm-hmm. When you're taking your headset mic off and, you know, causing a distraction and a disruption in the middle of a segment, that it messes up the flow. And so there was a long stretch when Mookie was on where you didn't have a foul, you didn't have the ball go out of bounds, you didn't have a TV timeout, and so they had to stretch that conversation out and talk about things about the Red Sox playing in the right field. Mm-hmm. What if you played in the left field? How would you deal with the big green monster? And that was an awkward point of the interview because he was like, I don't know, because I don't play over there. Yeah. So they had to kind of scramble and take the conversation somewhere else. Yeah. I mean, that's tough to do, but I enjoyed the conversation.
Yeah, and even if there is a dead ball because the ball goes out of bounds or there's a foul, they're still not going to transition him off of out of the interview or off the set because you would hear him getting up, putting his headphones down. You have to go to a TV timeout in order to get him off. And if play goes on for forever, then they have to keep the interview going until that next TV timeout.
TM Pride 85 says, Mookie was not the problem. It was Crazy Carl that was annoying.
Folks didn't like Carl last night? I like Carl Ravage.
I'm used to Carl in baseball. Yeah, it was a little different seeing him.
What about our guy Jimmy Dykes? He's been Tennessee's #1 fan.
He's my favorite, man. Not just because he loves on Tennessee, but because he's a former coach that explains the game in ways that you can understand. He's really fun to listen to. Reminds me of Tony Romo in a lot of ways, or Tony Romo reminds me of him. How about that? Tennessee Levi says He was listening to KSR, Kentucky Sports Radio, yesterday, and a Tennessee fan called in to heckle Matt Jones, and Matt Jones said, you and Tony Basilio were clearly sending callers to give him crap. I can sit here and say, my good friend Matt Jones, that we have never done that. Well, I can sit here and say I've never done that.
I could see Tony doing that if we're being
I've
honest.
never sent a caller to call in another show. I've never done that. So
yeah, I could see Tony doing that. I've listened to Tony's post-game show following Kentucky wins, and I could see Kentucky doing that Basilio doing that a time or two.
Tennessee Levi says, was proud of Lamonte and Alexander showing up to defend Bone in the little scuffle. Also about Grant Williams getting his team to walk away. That was just a great moment for sports right there, because you want the fire and you want the intensity. You do. But you can't let the fire and the intensity get you in trouble. You want your team to be close. You want your team to fight for each other. You don't want your quarterback getting hit late in the legs and the offensive lineman just looking around like we saw in the Florida game. We want the offensive lineman coming to the defense of their teammate.
But that was Jarrett's fault.
But you can't have an offensive lineman fighting, getting a 15-yard penalty, and then getting himself ejected. That's when it gets you in trouble. Last night was perfect because you saw a team that was feisty, tough, willing to fight for one another, but then you had Grant Williams who was like, no, get on the other side of the court, because you don't want a situation to arise where someone gets suspended or gets in a fight and gets themselves hurt. We've had it in the last couple of years of Tennessee. We've had internal fights, and it cost a player a ball game where he couldn't play because he got hurt.
Suffered an injury.
Yeah, so that was just a really cool moment. Lamonte was ready to go. He's ready to give the boy the business.
Admiral was too, wasn't he? Admiral and Lamonte.
They were ready. Lamonte came out of nowhere, and he had to be held back. This is what we do in 256. We don't ask questions. We ain't gonna try to mediate the situation. No, you fighting, we fighting together. Let's go. That's just how we do it, man. We don't play games, okay? Lamonte forgot he was on national television. He forgot where he was. All he saw was red. He was like a bull. That's all he saw. That's all he saw. What? What'd you say? Oh, you trying to tackle my boy? Oh no, let's go. He forgot that he was on national television. He forgot that Reverend Barnes is his coach. He forgot that he's saved. He forgot. Jordan Bowers just got baptized. He forgot all about that.
Kyle Alexander did too.
He forgot all about that. His brothers and teammates, man, they didn't change their lives. They didn't flip that page. They've given their life to their Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Lamonte didn't care about none of that right then at that moment. Lamonte forgot his name. He forgot his mama's name. He forgot his birthday. He forgot his social security number. He forgot what city he was in. He forgot everything. All he knew is he's about to give the business to a Vanderbilt player. That's all he knew.
If you look on one of his shoulders, he has a tattoo of an interstate sign, and it is 565.
That's
which
right.
runs right through the heart of Huntsville.
That's right.
Mine and Swain, and Lamonte Turner's neck of the woods.
That's right.
He was putting on for the 565 and
that's
the 256.
That's like when our guy who called in? Philip called in, and you was ready to throw hands over some baseball.
I wasn't ready to
forget the Yankees and the Cardinals. I don't care about either one of them if you ask me. But Ben was ready to go, man. You was jacked up.
I wasn't ready to fight him.
Yes, you was. You was ready to fight.
No, I don't like rude people. I don't like.
You was ready to go, man.
No, I don't deal well with rude people.
No, you gotta get used to it, because this is sports and this is SEC country and people are rude. You just got to kill them in kindness, just like you got to deal with Dan Woken, who was rude yesterday.
Was he tweeting? I don't follow him.
Man, his Tennessee hate is so strong. You can't even hide it anymore.
Did you see Durant Williams has a kingdom now? On Wikipedia, Williams Kingdom. The building is located on the western end of the Vanderbilt University campus. It was built in 1952 and currently has a seating capacity of 14,000. It serves as home court for the school's men's and women's basketball programs. It is known for being owned by Durant Williams, a Tennessee basketball legend, who single-handedly dismantled the Commodores in 2018 and 19 while putting up a career-high numbers in each game, 37 points in 2018 and 43 points in 2019. Tennessee fans are amazing.
We have done that to other teams, and we saw that last night with Grant Williams. But I ain't gonna mention that 2009 game at home versus Kentucky when Jody Meeks went for 54 points.
Chris says Lamonte is not from the 256. Okay. I mean, he lists Florence, Alabama as his hometown, but he played high school ball in Huntsville at Sparkman High School. I saw it with my own eyes.
Chris, take a step back. He's from Huntsville. Jody Meeks went for 54 points against Tennessee that one year in 2009.
Time to go to break.
Woo! That boy, he missed a shot. That was a performance. Swain Event. Be right back.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
VFL's Jason Swain and Todd Kelly here with our Men on Football and Smoothie segment. Let's discuss some of our favorite smoothies and how they impact our lives. TK, man, tell me which smoothie comes to mind when you think about playing defense?
Swain-O, the Peanut Butter Power Plus and the Power Punch Plus provide the energy needed to make plays every time they take the field. Then you have the Gladiator and the Hawk, nutrition every dominant player has to have. Bottom line, everyone wants to be a dominant player. Now, Swain, you tell me about the offensive side of the ball.
TK, it's simple. You always score with Smoothie King. The shredder personifies what we are going to do to opposing defenses. The Berry Punch and Activator will light up the scoreboard. And in case we need to go into overtime, the Pure Recharge will put us over the top for the win.
Swain-O, you know I love football and Smoothie King. I'm a VFL, a Smoothie King for life. The Chocolate Gladiator and the Chocolate Shredder with the scoop of peanut butter, oh, that's my go-to smoothie. They get a chest bump all day.
Yes, sir. This concludes our Men on Football and Smoothie King segment for today. Don't forget the Sip by Sip program. Use Smoothie King as a meal replacement 5 or more times a week, and you'll feel and see the difference. Smoothie King, the healthy alternative to fast food. Delicious and nutritious. TK.
Don't forget the peanut butter. Yeah, boy.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union has helped people save money for almost 80 years. Whether it's free checking, financing a vehicle, or purchasing that new home, Alcoa 10 is here to help you. Better rates, better service. Check them out at atfcu.com.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Member NCUA.
Gentlemen, when it comes to taking care of your health, sometimes the first step is the hardest. Low T Center is making it easier to take that first step. It all starts with knowing the numbers that are essential to a man. Testosterone levels, blood pressure, cholesterol, prostate, and thyroid. Low T Center makes it quick and easy to get all these levels checked and more. Low T Center specializes in men's health and has expanded their services, including sleep apnea, low thyroid, hypertension, severe allergies, high cholesterol, diabetes, and annual physicals, along with testosterone replacement therapy. The physicians at Low T Center not only want to help you feel good again, they want to help you prevent any serious health problems moving forward. Now, with the holistic approach to your overall health and wellness, Low T Center is making it more convenient for men to take care of their health, and most health insurance is accepted. They'll even verify for you. Take the first step for your health and call 865-392-1388. That's 865-392-1388, or go to lowtcenter.com. Reinventing men's healthcare.
Are you looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? Then call me, Jennifer Morris, at 865-694-5904. Listen to what the Tarver family had to say.
Jennifer was our realtor recently and helped us find our dream home. She also helped us sell our home, and we had a signed contract in only 2 days. Her greatest strengths are her patience and personality. We never felt pressured, and I would highly recommend her in buying and selling a home.
Call me, Jennifer Morris, at 865-694-5904 or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
Eight 255-03, B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Hour 3 is powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com, reinventing men's healthcare. We on 850 AM, 100.9 FM, Rocky Top Sports. Tennessee, still number 1 in the country. Oh my gosh, we haven't talked about anything else besides this basketball team.
You know what's great?
This basketball game last night.
You know what is great? I told you this before the show. I get to watch the number 1 team in the country back-to-back nights. Back-to-back nights. I get to watch the number 1 basketball team in the country tonight again as the Notre Dame Fighting Irish come to Knoxville. I'm thrilled to watch tonight's Lady Vols game. Thrilled. Absolutely thrilled. It's going to be so much fun. Yeah. Yeah. And then LVFL in the house on Sunday with LSU Nikki Farkas. That'll be fun.
Yeah. Let me go to the text box this morning. Chris says, Swain take a step back. He's from Harvest. Swain Lamonte is not 256. He's 938. Listen, Chris, let me share something with you. Lamonte went to Sparkman High School, okay? Sparkman is right there in the heart of Huntsville. Lamonte has a tattoo, 565, on his arm. Lamonte and I have mutual friends, okay? I know folks who coach Lamonte there in Huntsville. I think he should take a step back. He lived in Florence, too. But the dude lived in Huntsville, too. And Huntsville is 256. I think I would know. I'm from there. 865-255-03, B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline.
Chris Lofton or Bernard King?
I mean, to me, it's Bernard King all day long. He's the greatest basketball player of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's easy. I mean, sorry, Admiral. But I'm putting Bernard at the 3. Let's ride. Let's get it. Yeah, I would. How can you not want to add shooting in Chris Lofton? But Bernard King's the greatest of all ever.
Well, how about instead of taking the easy way out, how about somebody not an obvious choice like a Bernard King, Ernie Grunfeld, or Chris Lofton?
I mean, this team doesn't need anyone else. I guess you have to go on need, and they. You want to add another rebounder?
I think you would need another defender.
Another defender?
Another defender.
Yeah, I don't know on that one, man. Sorry.
Maybe like a J.P. Prince?
Man, we're going to search.
Long, lengthy.
We're going to search through Tennessee basketball history, and we're going to get J.P. Prince.
Mm-hmm. I liked Prince. Leave me alone.
I'm just saying, man. I mean, we're going to get J.P. Prince. We're going to pick any player from Tennessee basketball history. We're going to go with J.P. Prince.
Let's bring Ron Slay back. He's fun.
Jay Bauer with a troll here. How angry is being that his team Vandy lost?
I was very angry. I threw popcorn everywhere. Very angry.
Phillips also says every time the Yankees have ever faced the Cardinals in the World Series, the Cardinals won.
They did.
The Yankees never beat them.
They did.
Got you right there. Al Wilson, for Heisman fans, says Bama runs a clean program, right? Not. Yeah, because Bama's the only program who doesn't follow the rules. No one else ever breaks the rules. It's just Alabama. Ever. Chris says Bryce Drew is a punk and a clown and disrespected the number one team, the SEC Player of the Year. He should be ashamed. Needs to write an apology letter. Jeff Villa says the Vols have not looked dominant, starting with the end of the Arkansas game, then Bama, then overtime against Vandy. Touchdown turnover. The Vols have an L coming soon. Greetings from Korea. Go Vols.
What's
so
your
thank
definition of soon? Because I don't think they'll lose any of the next 3 games. At South Carolina next Tuesday night scares me a little bit with the way South Carolina has been playing.
I don't think Carolina will be a problem because they don't shoot the ball from the outside as well as Vanderbilt. If we want to say within the next month, it being soon, yeah, sure. Because you play on the road at Kentucky. You got the referees. They'll be juiced up. They'll have the talent to compete. Florida game, February the 9th, and then the Kentucky game, the 16th. You're going to play LSU the 23rd of February. Those are some really, really good opponents. You play at Ole Miss on the 27th of February. I think Tennessee's going to lose a game in the conference. I think they will.
I think they'll lose a game, maybe even 2. I mean, it's just the nature of college basketball. You don't go undefeated in college basketball. You rarely see it. Even the Kentucky team that did it 2010, 13, somewhere in there. I mean, they lost in the Final Four, so in the national championship game. But teams don't go undefeated in college basketball. You're going to lose games that you're not supposed to. It's just that's just how college basketball works.
Serious question for you, Ben. Do you think that maybe Penny Hardaway was talking about Lamonte Turner having his fist balled up when he was in street clothes? Or no, he wasn't in street clothes against Memphis. I think he actually dressed out, but he just didn't play.
He dressed when he was not playing. He was always dressed out. He just didn't play.
Was Penny talking about Lamonte's fist being balled up? Because I think Lamonte's fists were balled up last night.
Lamonte's fists were balled up last night. Jordan Bones' fists were balled up last night. If Penny saw Lamonte with his fist balled up, Penny has X-ray vision because Lamonte was on the bench on the other side of the court with Memphis players and Tennessee players in the middle, and there's no way Penny could have seen Lamonte unless he has X-ray vision.
Well, point guards normally have X-ray vision. That's
true.
And Penny had played the point. So
that is true.
Maybe Penny has a point. Maybe he did see Tennessee players with their fist balled up because I know Lamonte's was last night. And I'm cool with that. I'm totally cool with that. That's what makes this team tight. That's what makes this team good, man. They have an edge to them. They're tough. They love each other. They're fundamentally sound. It's part of it. You wear different colors. You take one of my guys down, I'm not going to sit there and allow it to happen. If I do allow it to happen, that could actually cause more problems than stepping up. Because now you question the guy next to you. Like, man, I thought you had my back. I thought you were a rider. Oh, no, I can't trust you. Then that becomes a problem.
Here's my question to you. If you're in a fight, are you taking the big man, Admiral Schofield, the intimidator, or are you taking Lamonte Turner, somebody? I'm not saying that Admiral doesn't have the dog in him, but Lamonte has that extra dog in him.
Yeah, Lamonte has that honey badger.
Yes.
He has that honey badger.
Where he will snap on you.
I don't know, man. That's a good question, man. You seen those shoulders on Admiral? I mean, it's the shoulders, so I'm probably have to go with Admiral.
I think I would too.
Sorry, 256.
But if I'm in a dark tunnel or a dark alley, I want Lamonte Turner and Admiral Schofield on my side.
Yeah, I'll take both for sure. 865-250-5503. Who we got?
We've got Rusty.
Rusty, good morning.
What's going down, fellas?
What's up, Rusty? Well, that will be Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's going down.
Yeah.
They went down yesterday.
They stay down.
Yeah. Well, that's what they do because they anchor down. That's kind of what they want to do. So
wanker down. They wanker down.
Oh, Rusty.
It was funny. Last night they started doing one side would do the anchor, the other side would do the down during the game, and Tennessee fans started chanting, "It's great to be a Tennessee Vol," and you could hear that over the anchor down.
Yeah, that's so embarrassing. That's so embarrassing. And I think it's funny for Tennessee fans that we can take over an opposing stadium like that, but that's embarrassing. If you are a Vanderbilt administrator, how do you allow this to happen? You have to give these boys more support.
Did you see how empty it was when we were at Mizzou? We could have had 3/4 of the arena if we would have just filled up the empty seats, but it's out in the middle of BFE, and we can't all get to Columbia, Missouri. But I mean, if it was close enough, that place would have been 3/4 orange too.
Yeah.
And to your point on that, I'm interested to see how the SEC tournament shakes out, because last year Tennessee played Kentucky in the SEC tournament championship game against Kentucky, and that place was painted blue. But there is a good portion of Tennessee fans in that arena in St. Louis. With it being in Nashville this year, I'm interested to see how it shakes out amongst Tennessee and Kentucky fans in attendance if those two teams play.
Still be Kentucky.
If it's us and them in the final in Nashville, it's still going to be more blue than orange.
Yeah,
it'll be a lot more than it was last year.
Yeah, and those ticket prices are going to be through the roof.
Them people up there, man, that's their
them people
yearly vacation.
Yep.
The SEC tournament is their vacation for the year. They all get off at the tire plant and save up for the year and go to their redneck Riviera for the SEC tournament. Is what they do every year. They don't go to Destin. They don't go to Acapulco. They go to Nashville or St. Louis or Atlanta, wherever the SEC tournament.
They go to the Opry.
Rusty, is it okay for me to laugh at that? I mean,
yes.
Okay, I just
why wouldn't it be?
I mean, I didn't want anybody to get offended. I mean,
screw people that get offended.
I know. I just, I didn't know if I was allowed to laugh at that since.
Please laugh.
Since I'm a brother, I'm not a redneck.
We all need to laugh at each other, at ourselves,
yes,
and at our enemies too. And our enemies need to laugh at us, and we need to be thick-skinned enough to take it.
I do think that we have lost our sense of humor at times.
Yeah,
and there's nothing like a good laugh as a remedy to.
It's cleansing.
Yeah, it is, man.
Even if you're laughing at yourself for your own shortcomings, because we all have shortcomings.
Yes, one of the best things I like to do is laugh at myself. Yep. So
we both have daughters, and they make sure and keep us in check to where we have to laugh at ourselves. I know mine does, and I'm sure yours does as well.
All the time, man. All the time. Like, Daddy, your belly got bigger.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What you say? You grounded. Get out of here. Yep.
Mine told me I was fat the other day, and I'm like, that is uncalled for. That is not polite. And she's always criticizing me for not being polite, but she totally was okay with calling me fat the other day. So,
yeah, the little dance move that the kids will be doing. I don't even know what it's called. Everyone does it.
The Fortnite dance.
Flossing.
The flossing dance. So I was joking around and doing it, and my oldest was like, "No, Daddy, that's not how you do it. You can't even dance." Just broke me.
You're coaching her how to play basketball, and she's coaching you how to do the floss.
I'm not about to be flossing out in public, so I don't care.
Well, let me try to talk a little sports here if I can. Talk about last night's game or what we've been seeing defensively lately.
Mm-hmm.
I'm somewhat frustrated with where we've been defensively lately. I do understand that it's college basketball, and the John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins team lost to us in Knoxville, then turned around and beat us by 29 2 weeks later in the SEC tournament.
Mm-hmm.
They lost in the Elite Eight to a average West Virginia team.
Mm-hmm.
So teams lose games, and we're going to lose games.
Mm-hmm.
Florida hit 12 threes against us. Of course, they had to shoot 36 of them to get there.
Yes.
Arkansas and Alabama both went 10 of 26 from three, and then last night, Vandy goes 10 of 21,
48%.
Yeah, and they've been shooting, I think, 27 as a team on the year.
Yep.
So we've been catching a little bit of teams shooting the ball well from the perimeter.
Yes.
I'm a little frustrated with our helping off shooters too much. And I know in the second half of the Florida game, because they hit 9 in the first half, and they ended up only making 12 for the game. In the second half, we decided to switch everything 1 through 5, and we decided not to help off shooters, allow drives, allow tough twos, but no more help. And, of course, Florida couldn't hit threes in the second half, and that's why we won the ball game. But last night it seemed like I think I counted 4 times Vandy got corner threes from the opposite corner where the other team would drive baseline and then whip it to the far corner, and it was usually Pons. 3 of the 4 times I know it was Pons that had help down in the lane and left the far corner shooter open, and of course it's a wide open make. Now Vandy, it seemed like I think Vandy hit 9 straight jump shots that were 18 feet or deeper when I went back and watched it. I mean, teams aren't going to do that very often, but teams are going to give us our best shot.
That's
and
right.
Vandy gave us absolutely their best shot. I just wonder if we're helping too much. And sometimes it's okay to let one defender try to defend the guy driving the basketball and not having to help so much.
Man, sometimes you enter an L-shaped ambush where you're just not going to win on that night, and that opponent is having their best night, and you lose.
Yeah.
And Vanderbilt was almost there. They got down 15-2. They started hitting shots. Tennessee had trouble adjusting to their offense, and I think, and we talked about this off air a little bit, Ben. That's why you're seeing Yves Pons' minutes drop, because defensively, and you mentioned it, Rusty. Man, he after a couple passes and a couple switches, and
he gets lost.
Man, he gets lost.
Last night he was a liability on offense because the defense sags off on him when he gets the ball on the perimeter, and you can't get the ball into Grant in that situation. He's a liability on offense right now, and last night he was a liability on defense.
Yeah. He's made some open shots early in the season, but he doesn't feel confident knocking down that open jump shot, man. Nope. He doesn't. And Jordan let it rip and make them.
Yep.
And that, if we can look at a weakness right now with this Tennessee basketball team, yeah, defensively they had stretches where you kind of scratch your head, but Yves Pons right now, if you look at like personnel weakness, Yves Pons right now may be one. It's hard to ask him, and he's athletic as all get out, but he's not quick twitch. Like, he's explosive, but he's not quick twitch. And what I mean by that is him guarding a point guard 90 feet, that's tough, man. I mean, he gave up a lot of straight line drives to Saban Lee, and it put Tennessee in some real bad spots. So I love him as an on-the-ball defender in the half court. I don't know if he can do it consistently with a smaller guard full court, because he kind of the guard rocks him to sleep and then explodes past him. So that might be.
Him in spurts. I like him in spurts because he can be aggravating to a point guard because his length and athleticism is so much it can get on their nerves. But after 4 or 5 possessions, they're going to find the weakness, which is him. It's the same thing. Sometimes he gets on skates because he overplays, and then of course in like you said, 3 or 4 passes in the half court set, he ends up losing his guy and not staying attached. And Bowden, if you tell Bowden to stay attached like we did on Petty the last 9 minutes, Petty didn't touch him the ball.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
And that's what Pons has to get. And I'm almost wondering if some of the directions that we give to Pons isn't lost in translation.
You never know.
Because of the language barrier. I wonder if there are some times that we're still having to, and that stuff should work itself out and get better the longer he's here and the longer he gets more comfortable with the language. How did you feel about at the 15 when it was 15-2? Of course, Drew took a timeout because he felt the knockout punch coming and the game was going to be over earlier. And we come back and we, as opposed to us keeping the same guys on the court that we had, we come back from that timeout and we throw Fulkerson out there, take out Bone, take out Admiral, and put Turner on the court, as opposed to keeping our same 5 that was out there rolling we kind of played into his hands, to Drew's hands, and switched up the lineup, and then they went on like an 8-0 run.
Yeah, that's something that Rick Barnes, and thanks for the phone call, Rusty. Great phone call. That's something that Barnes has done, though. That he does
it every game. Around that first media timeout, he likes to make that massive substitution. But I agree. I mean, when you're rolling like that, why fix something that doesn't need to be fixed?
Because you've done it every game. You've substituted, and the difference is it was a matchup problem for Folky. Like that guy he was guarding, who wound, was it Shitu who wound up getting he had foul trouble, whatever. But that dude's an NBA player. He's athletic. That's a bad matchup for Folky.
Yeah, Folky doesn't do well with athletic bigs.
That's a bad who can shoot. Like that was a bad matchup for him. And then when they were down 15-2, we made the adjustment. We made the substitution, and then they started making some shots. And that's just kind of the flow of the game. You're going to have runs. I mean, Tennessee had a run in a couple runs in the game. Vanderbilt had a couple runs in the game. You can't just not substitute guys out. I mean, guys got to come in and make plays and adjust and find out who's the mismatch and find out who's your weakness and try to protect that weakness. Find out who's the strength of your team and go to him like we did with Grant Williams.
And another reason why Rick Barnes feels comfortable making that change, even though, like I said, it wasn't broke, so you didn't necessarily need to fix it. Rick Barnes truly, truly believes that he has 7, 8 starters on this team. He views the regular starting 5 and then Bowden, Turner, and Folky as starters. He views John Fulkerson as a starter. And when he subs in John Fulkerson and Lamonte Turner, he expects those guys to play at the same level as those other guys that did start the game. So I think that's another reason why you saw the substitution, because he truly believes that he has 8 starters on his roster, and he expects every single one of them to play at the same level, regardless of the situation.
Only six players had 30 minutes or more playing time. Lamonte had 33, Jordan Bowden 31, Cal Alexander 35, Grant Williams played 38 minutes, Admiral Schofield 30, Jordan Bowden 36. Normally you get more minutes from Folky, but it wasn't that game for him. He only had 7, and you normally get more from East Ponds, and it wasn't that game for him. He only had 14. He's a starter with only 14 minutes. So that tells you, just in that game, it was best for Rick Barnes to shorten the bench and go with the guys that he trusted to play that really difficult offensive set that Vanderbilt threw at us that we were not ready for. Needing more athletic guys who understood how to switch these things and play these screens, and it was that game. Maybe different next game. Swain Event, be right back.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End BBQ has a new slew of daily specials for the fall. Enjoy a different special meal every day, like the smokehouse stew, barbecue cheddar meatloaf, or the smoked turkey and dressing, which includes sliced smoked turkey and cornbread dressing paired with sauteed Brussels sprouts, mashed potatoes, and a side of turkey gravy. While Dead End offers a different specialty meal each day, you can get their hillbilly chili every day. There is always something new at Dead End BBQ. Located off of Sutherland Avenue, Dead End BBQ. The fall flavor search is over.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. You pull over, step out of your car, and the next thing you know, you're being arrested for driving under the influence. Now what do? We all should be responsible. But remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza at 865-540-8300. The investigative teams at the Garza Law Firm know the justice system inside and out. They utilize cutting-edge technologies and investigative methods to prepare your specific case. Before you plead guilty to any criminal charges, call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza. Put his number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty. Say Garza. 865-540-8300. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
Join the Swain Event at Dead End BBQ on Wednesday, February 6th to celebrate the Vols' victories on the recruiting trail.
The celebration!
Enjoy a special barbecue breakfast and listen to Jason Swain and the guys break down each signee during the special edition of the Swain Event live from Dead End BBQ. They will be giving away t-shirts and other awesome items. Former players will be on hand as well as great guests. What better way to celebrate the 2019 signing class than enjoying some delicious barbecue and hanging out with the Swain Event? Spend National Signing Day with the Swain Event and Dead End BBQ.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today.
Goes your car insurance.
Nobody likes surprises, so switch to Erie Rate Lock. Get a great rate that stays that way even after an accident, ticket, or inflation. In fact, it's locked until you change a car, driver, or your address.
Your Erie agent in Knoxville is InsureFit RM. Get a quote at 865-684-4900. That's 865-684-4900.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
At work? Can't call in? Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys on the text box. It's part of the free Swain Event app.
Oh my goodness, man. We had 3 hours of straight up basketball talk about the #1 team in the country. Pru is still recruiting.
And we have to let Phillip know when spring practices are released.
We'll let Phillip know. We'll let Phillip know. I don't think dang it, recruiting is the #1 thing on Pru's mind right now. That's it. And they'll figure out the practice schedule and all that stuff after signing day or close to signing day. But luckily, there's already most of your class done, and you're trying to fill about 3 or 4 spots. But let's go to Nathan on the B-Drive hotline. Nathan, good morning.
Hey, good morning, fellas. How you doing?
Great. How are you?
Man, that was good. That was an exciting game last night, man. Seeing Grant Williams just put that team on his shoulders, that was a special performance to watch.
It was.
Now, this is coming from a guy that I don't know a lot about basketball. You know, I goofed around and played some, you know, but definitely didn't, not the X's and O's or real technique. But, you know, I know that we went into this thing with a lot of commentators or a lot of local commentators saying the matchups, really favored us heavily. We were going to go in there and should dominate that game. But, from the basketball that I've just watched, when you have a team that's playing at home and they get hot from 3, to me, there again, I don't know technique and stuff, but it didn't seem like in every single situation, we were just leaving those guys wide open from the 3-point. And they made plays and got the ball to the guys and where they needed to be, and the guys executed.
Hey, Nathan, give us a call right back, man. The phone's going in and out a little bit. I was trying to hold with it and let it clear up, but something's going on weird with the phone there. Give us a call back. Move 1 step to the right or 1 step to the left, and it should clear up just fine. But give us a quick call back. Really, really hard to understand. But I think he was trying to illustrate that Vandy played well at home and they got hot, and it wasn't like they were shooting a lot of them jump shots, that they made some really difficult shots. And, yeah, they did too, but it was also mentioned by our last caller, Rusty, that on some of those baseline drives from Saban Lee, it left the corner three open, and they hit those a couple times. I mean, they got hot there. So, Nathan, we got your back. Is your phone sounding better?
Yeah, is that better?
Yeah, a little bit better, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, when you have, unless you are playing a team that, has some generational type talent that's just, you just, Steph Curry comes to mind. He's just drilling those threes. He's lights out every single night from there. I mean, just because they got hot with us at the three doesn't mean that's going to translate to the rest of their season. They may fall off and win, very few games, struggle the rest of the season. But that night, they were hot from out there, and, that's just not a tough way to, you can beat anybody when when you're, I don't know what the box score was. I don't know how many threes they hit, but, that was not an easy matchup for us just because they got hot from out there and we're hitting that shot.
10 for 21, man. They shot 48% from three, Nathan. And thanks for the phone call there. But if they weren't going to look at why they lost, 3 turnovers in the last minute of the game, and they shot 62% from free throws. So how do you shoot 48% from three, but 62% from the free throw line? That don't make sense. And you point to your head. That is the mental part of the game. And this is a young basketball team. It's a young basketball team. They fed off the emotion from the crowd, did a good job there, but could not hit free throws late when it counted. And Saban Lee has a nice little stroke, a little hitch in his free throw there. It's a little weird and causes a shot to go offline a little bit and has a couple shots where he hit the back of the rim. I think when he cleans up that little hitch in his free throw,
I like his game.
He's going to be okay. He's going to be all right.
He and Darius Garland together would have been a nightmare.
Yeah. All right, who we got next? Vol Nation. Vol Nation, man. You got about 60 seconds.
Hey, man, I was just calling in saying I enjoyed the show, man. I loved it. Appreciate everybody calling in. Even though I might not call in, like I said, I still get a chance to listen to you guys. I will be there for National Signing Day. Me and Vol Nation Mama, she's going to be there, and the Vol Patriots going to be there. So we're going to all be in the house, man. We're going to get some barbecue at Dead End. But we'll be there the night before we're going to the Missouri game. So I can't wait to see you guys. And if anybody else is going to be there, give me a shout out. Hit me up on Twitter. Maybe we get a chance to hook up.
We'll do it, Vol Nation. Thanks so much for the phone call. Man, look forward to seeing this basketball team tonight, the Lady Vols, how they compete against the number one team in the country. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens, man. You just never know. Vanderbilt almost knocked Tennessee off, and they didn't have a shot.
I was talking to my buddy. It does feel like a night where they're going to have this insane effort. It feels like that. This would be typical Holly Warlick team where they have an insane effort and make it close.
They better have an insane effort. Effort should be a problem moving forward. For Ben McKee, I'm Jason Swain. Swain Event fueled by Dead End BBQ, Hour 3, powered by Low T Center, lowtcenter.com. Have a great day. Peace and love. We are out.